Hi, I'm Brad Downing, President and CEO of Cross Creek Ag Solutions.
And I'm Marcia Downing, Vice President and Office Manager.
Marcia, we want to take a minute and just be able to take our customers and potential customers on a journey through who Cross Creek Ag Solution is, what we're about, and how did we get here. So let's go on in and let's take a look. So now we want to take a little bit of time, and Marcia, we want to share with them kind of our backstory.
Yeah, so we've been married for 24 years and we have 3 kids. Our girls are almost 15 and 8, and then our son in the middle is Lincoln. He's almost 12 and he's a little extra. He has a Down syndrome, so he's always full of life and full of love.
Yeah. So one of the big thing is that we really focus on with our kids is we want to have some core foundational pieces that are really deeply woven into our fabric of our family and also into our company. And the first most important thing is obviously God and faith. We want to have that as a core foundational piece. But beyond that, we want them to understand it's just not about the legacy. Ultimately speaking, that is what we do here at our company and our farm. The legacy is important, but we want to leave something behind to them and also others that are here. So it is a really big piece that we will make sure we honor God first, but then also we build a legacy that not only our kids, but crazy to think our grandkids and their kids, and something we can do in the future and be able to share with you also as one of our customers to be able to help build that legacy and also just be able to share that with them. So you may be wondering, what do we exactly do here at Cross Creek Ag Solutions?
Yeah, Brad, what do we do?
Well, we're going to tell them. So we are a full service Beck's dealer. We actually sell in quite a few states, and we'll get into more of that later. But we're also a biological nutritional company, and that was started from the ground up back in really about 2017, 18 when we actually took that off. We also have a spreading division, so we actually spread roughly in the general area, 30, 40 miles around here, chicken litter. So that's a big deal. We work with a lot of customers in there. And also we have our own trucking company that hauls for ourselves and a lot of our customers and how we take care of them within our trucking business. And then obviously the biggest, underlying foundational piece that got us to where we're at is the farm. So Cross Creek Farms is, turned into a research farm. And we'll get into more of that later down the road here and talk to you guys about what that farm and how that really helps fuel all the other businesses.
Sure does.
So let's get into the backstory, Marcia, about how Cross Creek Ag Solutions was actually formed and why did we even start Cross Creek Ag? And for that, we got to kind of rewind the tape a little bit. So go back to my early beginnings in my life. As a kid growing up, agriculture was everything to me. Farming was everything. It's all I ever wanted to do. I didn't know any different. And growing up with my family farm and worked with my grandparents a lot, my uncle, spent a lot of time around them and learned a lot of things. And as we progressed into that, I went to Purdue, met you. That's where the highlight really came into play, right?
Pretty much.
So then I actually was in pre-med when I met Marcia, and she thought she was going to marry a doctor, and your life might have been better. But
No, realized quickly you're a farm kid at heart.
So she really pushed me back into agriculture, said, what are you doing? And my passion was deep in ag and deep into biology. That's kind of why I went into the medical field to begin with. And then left Purdue, went through a couple companies, and then found my home in 2004 with Beck's Hybrids. Was there until 2017, had multiple roles in the sales world and really deep passion in agronomy and looking to challenge the status quo. I really wanted to change things as we work with people. And so as I left Beck's Hybrids, it was a very good standing with the company and the family. We became Beck's dealers in 2017. And actually our farm was formed in 2014, which is D&D Cross Creek Farms, Inc. And then we formed Cross Creek Ag Solutions out of that. And so a lot of the background of that, why we chose Cross Creek Ag Solutions or Cross Creek Farms, was we wanted faith to be in, deeply into the side of our company because it's a deep fiber of our fabric of us two and our family. And so one of the first farms we ever farmed was called Across the Creek. That was the name of the field, right? My grandfather gave it. And we said we want, faith to be in it. So we actually dropped the A and just became Cross Creek. And that's where Cross Creek Farms and Cross Creek Ag Solutions came from. And so where that led us to today is how did we get to just farming and being a Beck's dealer into the biological business, the bio-nutritional business, into spreading, into trucking. That just took time. That took some, ability to figure it out.
Yeah, we were problem solving and it just kind of seemed like the logical next step.
Yeah. And so, I mean, if you look on the farm side of things, we actually spent a lot of time, really back until 2014 when we broke apart and started our own farm. And her and I started over with, 7 acres owned and rented 30 acres. And that's where we started at. And we said, we want to do things different, not say they're right or wrong. We just wanted to do things different. And we had a vision of what that wanted to be. And so we actually started, ramping that up. And as time went on, we were just being a Beck dealer and we were servicing, a lot of people across 5 states that we had relationships with. We had some people and some neighbors said, man, you guys' crop looks a little different. Like, what are you guys doing? Or we saw you out there doing some tests. Our farm became actually a research farm. And how the Ag Solutions side and the bio-nutritional business really blew up was because we were testing things on our own acres, and we just decided that we wanted to make some changes to be better. And then some people came along asking questions of, what are you doing? How are you doing it? And why are you doing it? And so that's where the Ag Solutions came into play. So today, Ag Solutions now obviously has the seed division, which we're selling seed in 5 states, well, really 6 states if you look at it. The bio-nutritional business is spread across 11 different states. And then we obviously have the spreading division, which we spread chicken manure across, the local community here within 30, 40 miles. And then we actually have our trucking company as well as Cross Creek Transport that does all the trucking for all of our businesses. And that's where we came to play. And why is that important to you as a grower? Realistically speaking, we had to learn a lot of things along the way, but here's the cool part. You don't get to where you want to go without failure. And so we actually had some failures along the way. We learned what can and can't work. We learned some of the things that put together, the old additive of 1 + 1 = 2. Well, sometimes 1 + 1 = -5, or 1 + 1 may equal +4. And we had to learn those things because simple math in biology and in agriculture just doesn't work. It's not real. And that's what's real to you guys as farmers. You guys are looking at, why do you want to do business with Cross Creek? Mm-hmm. And we want you to know that our background and our story is part of the reason why you want to do business with us, because we've learned some things along the way. We've challenged the status quo.
But that's the nice thing. I feel like we have worked out some of the kinks, so we don't offer everything until we've put it through the
system.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, most things that come to you guys' doorstep, and we're sitting on your acres, your farm, have already went through at least 2 years, if not 3 years of testing inside of our program, which we kind of coined Cross Creek Certified. Those systems don't just go out there and roll out to you and be like, oh, hey, try this. We'll guinea pig with you. That's not how we do things. We want to guinea pig on us and make the mistakes on our farm and our acres, so that we can come to you guys and say that worked or didn't work. So,
and we have.
Oh yeah, we've had a lot of things that didn't work, and we've had a lot of things that really worked. And right now, obviously, we're getting ready to go. It's fall, and I'm headed back to the field here to show one of our in-furrow trials. So, should be interesting and fun. But that's the story of how Cross Creek came to play, and Cross Creek Ag is here. We just hope you give us a chance to take a look, and we'll discuss with you guys a little bit more about what our core values are and what our mission really is. Well, we wanted to take a minute here to be able to really spend time discussing what our mission is, what our why is, and what our core values of Cross Creek Ag Solutions is. So our real mission is that we want to have the purpose to be able to research, educate, and provide all the solutions we can to you guys that meet all the agricultural needs that you're looking for. And our big thing is we really want to create more long-term health, and that means above and below the soil. So there's a lot of things that come into play with that, right? So obviously, as a company, what we do, and how we do it is your farms, your acres, your investment into your crop, and we help you with that investment. And that's that's below the ground, and also above the ground in the crop, and also the soil. But when we talk about wanting to do this for the generation that we have today and all that will follow, that's a big part of our mission. Is we're concerned about also looking at what we're doing as an industry and how we're providing nutrients to this crop, and how we're resourceful, but also responsible about what we do, because we ultimately care about our own human health. We care about the crops that are going into food, fuel, fiber. We want to produce a better and more nutrient-rich and nutrient-dense crop that you guys can produce, and maybe even produce it with less inputs, and have a better overall experience that you can divide and sell to your end user, and they can be able to use that for things that they're going into our own human health or into other animal health. So that's a big reason of our mission and what we're what we've been charged with, and what I think that all of us at Cross Creek and our team are really trying to do.
So you might be thinking, what is our why?
It's a great question. What is our why, and what is Cross Creek and our personal? Obviously, we are family people, and we're big into generations, and we're big on legacy. So our big thing and our personal why is we want to be able to, break the generational chains of things that were handed down that everybody says, well, we always did it that way. Well, we're always going to continue to do that because the previous generation did it that way. Our look at it is we want to challenge that status quo, and we want to be able to change that. And so I want to be able to take what we've been given, learn from it, but then completely reshape it and change it to where we are able to make things better and make things better for the next generation and allow the legacy. It has nothing to do with the ground, the money, the growth inside of a business or anything like that. It has everything to do with changing a generation to be able to think differently and go over and above what they know and continue to strive to be better at what they want to do to leave it for the next generation. So I think that's a big reason what our why personally is into what we're doing here at Cross Creek. And I think that's a big thing also that we instill in a lot of our staff, our partners, and everybody we work with. We want them to understand that that is kind of the one thing that is almost foundational and pivotal to what we do, and it's non-negotiable. We want to get better. We just don't want to sit back and say that's good enough. Okay, so let's get into our core values. Number 1, disruptive by design. Let's talk about what it means to be disruptive. Obviously, we just don't want to disrupt things just for the giggles of it. That's not what we try to do. But we look at the many things that have been handed down over generations inside of agriculture, and we look at some of the things that we've always been told this is just what we always do. And we wanted to look at it and say, can we actually disrupt that? Because we want to get better, and we just don't want to keep the status quo. And one of the things as well as anybody is I'm not a status quo person.
No, you're not.
I always want to challenge everything because I want to be able to get better. And so we looked at, what do we do as a company, as a team? We really challenge the status quo in everything we do. So we took a look at different practices. We took look at ways we farm, look at the ways that we even manage data. We said, why are we doing it this way? And we really broke it down. Over the last 7 years, we've made a lot of changes. So we went into those individual categories, and we kind of just blew some things up, to be honest with you, and said, what's the design of what we want, and what are we trying to get to, and how we get better at that? And so by doing that, we had to disrupt it. So the design of that obviously is, in the category we talk about, we disrupted a lot of those channels and we made things better. That's one of our core values. Okay, let's dive into our second core value, serve with leadership. What exactly does that mean? Obviously, we have a lot of customers we take care of and we serve, Marcia.
Absolutely.
So the biggest thing is you got to lead. And what does it mean to be a leader, right? It deals with a lot of challenges. It deals with a lot of adversity. It also deals with a lot of reward. It also deals with a lot of success. But in agriculture, let's be honest, we go through a lot of hard times. There's high highs, there's low lows, and you've got to be constant. I look at what we have to do is everything we do, we have to lead through the process and lead through the challenges, because we talk about the first core value being disruptive, right? When you disrupt things, people sometimes freak out. You've lived through that with being married to me for over 24 years. So, when we kind of blow things up and, try to look at how we do things better, you've got to be able to lead through that. And sometimes that's tough, but we want to be able to serve our customer base and help lead you through those changes and lead you through the changes that we've experienced and some of the background that we went through to get us to where we're at. We just want to be able to do that. So that's what our second core value is.
Our third core value is educate with intent. Before I helped you here at Cross Creek Ag Solutions, I actually taught first grade for 13 years, and it taught me a lot. And actually now, the funny part is, he's the teacher, not me. I feel like you teach our customers on, how to better use our products for their soil health and to improve ROI, whether it's helping just our coworkers and teaching them on how to do things. Definitely educating with intent.
Yeah, one thing I don't miss is the lesson plans and all the homework you brought home every night.
Amen.
So now we just discuss the business every night when we're trying to get home. But education is big. It's big on me because I never thought I'd become a teacher after watching you teach all those years. But I do enjoy educating people because we get better
Mhm.
as we learn, and we all just never want to stop learning. So that's a big deal to me.
Our fourth core value is to honor God, and it's obviously the biggest one for us, for our
Right.
company, for our family, for everything we do. We just want to make sure that we always have God in the forefront, whether it's how we talk to people or how we serve others. We just want to make sure that we're always honoring God because this isn't our forever home. And we want to teach our kids through that as well. So we always want to make sure that we do everything the right way, with integrity and honoring God through it.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest, we're not perfect. We're going to make mistakes, whether it's in life, whether it's in business, we're going to make mistakes.
Yeah.
Everyone does. But from that point is, what do you do about them? Being honest and open and being
Absolutely.
transparent. That's one thing that's big
Yep.
with us is,
Mhm.
transparent leadership.
Yep.
And in that, be able to honor God through that means that we are going to admit when we're wrong.
Mhm.
And then we're going to have a discussion about how we make things better. And so that's one thing you can, trust in us and believe what you're going to get from us is that, we're going to do our best to do everything right.
Mhm.
But sometimes we make mistakes, but we have to honor those mistakes and learn how to get better. And sometimes as farms, we make mistakes. Guess what? We farm another year. We go and change those mistakes and we make things better. So just how we respond and how we honor God amongst our relationships, amongst relationships with you as the customer and the farmer is a big deal to us.
So that was a little bit more about who we are and our backstory. We'd love to sit down with you and your farm and talk to you about your business and how we can help.
Yeah, our staff is at your disposal, guys. Anything we can do on your farm to help you, please get a hold of all our staff. Whether it's here at the home office, whether it's in our southern office we have, please get a chance to get a hold of any of our staff, and we'll be able to work with you guys individually. We create a very unique approach to what we do, and it's not just cookie cutter and here everything is for you. But we'd love to get with you guys, and we'd love to have the time to earn your trust, earn your business, and just allow us to help get you guys to where you guys want to go and the next step on your farm. So thanks for spending time checking out Cross Creek. I'm Brad again.
And I'm Marcia.
You guys take it easy, and we'll catch you on down the road.